If you rely on Social Security or SSDI, there's a new proposal gaining real attention, one that could send out not one, but two relief payments, each worth up to $7,500. This isn't rumor. It's not recycled stimulus talk. It's tied to real discussions happening right now, inside Congress and across several federal agencies. In this video, I'll break down what's being discussed, how it could impact your benefits, what dates to keep an eye on, and the steps you can take right now so you don't miss out if it moves forward. Let's get into it. For years, we've seen one-time programs come and go, stimulus checks, pandemic relief, cost of living boosts. But this new discussion is different because it's targeted. Instead of broad, one-size-fits-all payments, this proposal focuses on the groups hit hardest by inflation, retirees living on fixed incomes, people receiving SSDI and SSA who face higher medical and daily living costs. The goal is simple: direct relief where it matters most. You've probably seen headlines claiming prices are falling, but not where you actually spend your money. Groceries, utilities, copays, rent, those haven't dropped. And when your monthly check doesn't stretch as far, even $50 in new expenses can push your budget off track. That's why lawmakers are revisiting targeted relief. They've seen how inflation hits retirees harder than workers, and this proposal is designed to give you breathing room, not a blank check. Here's what's being discussed, behind closed doors. The structure includes two separate relief payments, each potentially up to $7,500, spread several months apart. Why two payments? Because one large lump sum can disappear fast. Rent, medical bills, car repairs. Two payments spaced out give you something better: flexibility and stability. You can use the first to catch up, and the second to plan ahead. The funding would come from a mix of budget reallocation and surplus tax revenue. That means this wouldn't replace or reduce your existing Social Security benefits. The focus here is supplemental relief, not a permanent increase. Early drafts reportedly include automatic eligibility for people already receiving Social Security, SSDI, or SSI. That means no separate application, no confusing forms, no waiting for new verification. If you already receive benefits, you're likely already in the system. And that's one reason this idea is gaining support. It's efficient. It uses the existing Social Security payment network, the same one that already handles direct deposits for tens of millions of Americans every month. Now, let's address what everyone's thinking. We've heard stimulus rumors before. Why should I take this one seriously? Here's the difference. This isn't a random post on social media. It's tied to actual budget and relief conversations happening right now on Capitol Hill, specifically within committees that handle aging, social programs, and healthcare costs. Advocacy groups for seniors and disability rights have also been quietly pushing for this type of targeted aid. Their main argument is simple. Headline inflation may have cooled, but medical inflation hasn't. Prescription drugs, hospital visits, insurance premiums, they're still climbing faster than everything else. And when Medicare premiums go up, they can wipe out a big part of your COLA increase, leaving retirees feeling like their raise never actually happened. That's why this proposal is gaining real traction. It's not about stimulating the economy this time. It's about restoring balance to people living on fixed incomes. And that's one reason this idea is gaining support. It's efficient. It uses the existing Social Security payment network, the same one that already handles direct deposits for tens of millions of Americans every month, according to new reports. Several members of Congress have floated draft language that mirrors this exact relief framework. The broad idea is to tie short-term payments to economic stress indicators, things like spikes in medical or housing costs, instead of waiting for another national emergency like we saw back in 2020, and the early timeline being discussed. Announcements could align with the release of the 2026 federal budget, or the next COLA adjustment cycle. That means potential notifications could start rolling out as early as late 2025 and possibly continue into early 2026. So yes, it's still a proposal, but it's in motion. That's the key difference between this and those speculative fourth stimulus check videos that pop up online with no paper trail. In this case, the discussions are documented. They're in committee transcripts and official agency briefings. That's why this conversation feels different, because it's grounded in policy, not just headlines. If the plan advances, here's what implementation would likely look like. The Social Security Administration would identify eligible recipients automatically, people already receiving monthly benefits. Payments would go out the same way your regular check does, direct deposit or paper check, depending on your setup. No separate application, no portal sign-up, no waiting in line. Each round could arrive a few months apart, timed around major cost of living events like when Medicare premiums adjust or heating costs rise during the colder months. That structure helps households smooth out their budgets instead of facing another seasonal spike in expenses. And this staggered approach isn't random. It's modeled on prior relief frameworks that were proven to support better financial planning and reduce stress for people on fixed incomes. Let's talk about the real-world impact. For someone living solely on Social Security, the average monthly check is around $1,900. A single $7,500 payment would equal nearly 4 months of income. 2 payments could effectively provide the equivalent of half a year of extra support, without touching your ongoing benefits. For SSDI recipients, many of whom juggle fixed benefits, medical expenses, transportation costs, and specialized equipment, this kind of relief could be life-changing. It means paying off overdue utilities, catching up on prescriptions, or just breathing easier knowing one emergency won't derail your budget. Even for those on SSI, where income limits are strict, some versions of this proposal include protections to make sure supplemental payments don't reduce base benefits. That's been a long-time concern, and it's finally being addressed. This is why advocates are calling it the most targeted and realistic relief idea in years. Now, a quick reality check. Until legislation is officially passed and signed, there are no payments yet. That means if anyone messages you claiming they can get your stimulus early or asks for your Social Security number or bank information, ignore it. Scammers ramp up every single time news like this starts spreading. If and when this program becomes official, you'll hear it directly from SSA.gov or the official IRS website, not through random texts, emails, or YouTube comments. So while we wait, make sure your contact information and direct deposit details are up to date in your SSA account. That way, if this relief moves forward, you'll already be ready. So here's the bottom line. Yes, Congress is actively discussing a 2-payment relief program worth up to $7,500 each, focused specifically on Social Security, SSDI, and SSI recipients. No, it's not finalized yet. But the discussion is real, the timing makes sense, and the need couldn't be more clear. I'll keep you updated as these proposals move forward, so make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future updates. And if this video helped you understand what's really happening behind the headlines, hit the like button so more people who rely on Social Security can see it too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.